defined by Google as a gradual increase in the overall temperature of the Earth's atmosphere, generally attributed to the greenhouse effect caused by increased levels of carbon dioxide and other pollutants. To put it simply, global warming is the heating of the Earth. Sounds fairly easy, but global warming is one of the most debated topics all around the world. On one side, people believe that global warming is caused and or accelerated by humans through the overuse of greenhouse gases. On the other side are those who think that the Earth is just going through a natural cycle, where it heats up for a period of time and then cools down for another period. So the big question is, global warming, fake or fact?
When you take the time to sit down and actually look at the facts, it is no secret that global warming is caused by people. First of all, the average temperature of the Earth has continuously risen for the past 100 years. When looking at human history over the past 100 years, you can see that was the time when our technology and consequently our CO2 emissions increased.
When we extract and burn fossil fuels, such as coal or petroleum, we cause the release of carbon dioxide and other heat-trapping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Though natural amounts of CO2 have varied from 180 to 300 parts per million, today's CO2 levels are around 400 parts per million. That's 40% more than the highest natural levels over the past 800,000 years.
Even more recently, the fourth assessment report, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and a group of 1,300 independent scientific experts from countries all over the world under the authority of the United Nations, all concluded that there is more than 90% probability that human activities over the past 250 years have warmed our planet. This relationship between temperature and CO2 emissions is certainly not a coincidence.
Furthermore, scientists that have used climate models agree that the models where humans are the cause of the temperature rise match the climate better than the models where the Earth is going through a cycle. For example, the boundary between the lower atmosphere, troposphere, and the upper atmosphere, stratosphere, have shifted upward in recent decades. This boundary is called the tropopause. Models that have human climate drivers match the observed change in tropopause height better than models with natural climate drivers.
Finally, removing forests is shown to play a big part in the rising temperatures of the Earth. According to WildWildlife.org, between 46 and 58,000 square miles of forests are lost each year. That is the equivalent to 36 football fields every minute. It is estimated that 15% of all greenhouse gas emissions are the result of deforestation. This clearing of trees results in CO2 being released into the atmosphere. With less trees, this means there are less trees to absorb the CO2, causing an abundance of carbon dioxide being left in the atmosphere, trapping heat and raising temperatures.
It's pretty clear that climate is changing.
Yeah.
We can see that in temperature records, and probably, most importantly, we can see it in the ocean temperature records. Because about 90-something% of the extra energy in the atmosphere goes into the ocean as opposed to being in the atmosphere.
Sorry.
Humans are definitely involved in climate change. We have increased the levels of greenhouse gases by large amounts, CO2 by 30%, we've tripled methane, increased nitrous oxide by about 30%. So, and these are big numbers. CO2, for example, is at about 400 parts per million today, and you have to go back 3 million years in Earth history to find a time when CO2 was that high.
Wow.
On the other hand, some people think that the Earth is just going through its natural cycle. According to some, right now the Earth's temperatures are heating up, and in some time the Earth's temperatures will begin to cool down again. While this is a valid theory, it is flawed. If the Earth was just going through a natural course, then the temperatures would be rising and then lowering at the same pace that they had been over centuries. As far as science can tell, the advancing temperatures are accelerating at a much faster rate than the other times of warming episodes on our planet.
Includes global warming caused by humans just makes sense. With 7 billion people on this planet emitting tons of CO2 each day, how could we not be making any difference in the overall temperature of our planet? By looking at CO2 emissions versus temperature, climate models, deforestation, and other evidence, it is no secret that global warming is caused by humans.